And it moves now to the X30 Junior final. What an opportunity this is for the man who starts from pole position. The vice winner of Europe, Cathal Clark, is going to be there to go for the victory alongside Roméo Roussel on the front row of the starting grid for this one. And what an exciting battle it is going to be. Cathal Clark and Roméo Roussel will be the drivers on the front row of the starting grid on their red speed chassis. But Cathal Clark and Roméo Roussel on the front row of the grid. Then Sacha Van't Pad Bosch and Harry Bartle. But Harrison Mackie and Fred Green will be behind, and then Sandro Perez and Freddie Lloyd, David Cosma and Joe Smith. And then there's another 26 amazing contenders who could go for the victory in this one. And as we've already seen in Portimao, starting from pole position does not guarantee you the win at all. In fact, both of the drivers that have started from pole position in both of the Mini X30 and Master X30 finals that we have already run have not come through to take the victory.
No, and it's all happened at turn number 8 and 9, hasn't it? So I would say for Cathal Clark, just watch out through turn 8 and 9 throughout this race. There he goes, getting ready for this one. He gets consoled by the man who starts alongside him, and as well fellow teammate Roméo Roussel, who gets started on this one, as well as the rest of the Victory Lane team. And you know, what a job the Victory Lane team have done with this young man going into this race.
A fabulous opportunity for Cathal Clark here from pole position and the entire Victory Lane Motorsport team. They've been absolutely ecstatic over the course of this last couple of seasons, and now Cathal Clark is on the verge of potentially going for the IWF, the world crown of Miami X30 victory. It's going to be a really exciting situation for all of the contenders as they continue to wander through. Cathal Clark in front of Roméo Roussel, who will start alongside on the front row. There is Harry Bartle, who will be starting from 4th on the starting grid. The Crop Promotions driver, looking very hungry for success, as he will be going from the 2nd row of the grid on the Crop Promotions car. Very exciting to see what he can produce and what he's going to be able to give us in terms of a sensational battle out on the course. Cathal Clark we saw on pole position for the Victory Lane team, and the team principal and Formula 2 star Victor Martin is in the paddock, ready to watch him go. There's Roméo Roussel for the family team, the RR Racing team, the squad that's been built around him coming into this week. And what an amazing mission it's been on. Again, it's been a bit of a giant-killing performance from Roméo Roussel in very much the same way we've just seen from Will Green in the Minis. They've taken on all the big teams in Junior X30, and they're right up at the sharp end. But what about this man? Sacha Van't Pad Bosch, the Dutch driver for the Fusion Motorsport team. A very quiet, very calm young man, and always very ruthless in his efficiency. We saw him pull off the masterclass defence act. He could absolutely play in defence for a Premiership team. But what a fabulous battle it has been for him. To be in 3rd position on the grid, he's got a great chance of wrapping this up. But then so too is this man, the British driver Harry Bartle, who represented the United Kingdom in the FIA Karting Academy Trophy this year. He goes on the 4th position of the grid for Crop Promotion, and it's looking very exciting from him. 4 different teams in the top 4. Victory Lane, RR Racing, Fusion and Crop Promotion. And then it's this man, Harrison Mackie, with his brother Lewis beside him in P5. What can they do from the inside line?
I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what they have. I've not spoken to them recently to see if they've got any running bets like they usually do over the course of these weekends. Speaking of bets as well, bets are on for this man here after what's just happened in the Mini X30 final. Jamie Green Racing's Fred Green, who starts this one on the 8th spot of the grid, the number 1 plate. Oh no, that's Freddie Lloyd, sorry. Fred Green with the number 40, starting this one 6th on the grid. He has certainly had a good run. 3rd in qualifying, has not taken a qualifying heat win. His best result has been a 2nd, but he's certainly one you could keep an eye on, as well as this man here, Sandro Perez, the Spaniard, who starts on the 7th spot of the grid, the number 33. Looking forward to seeing what he can do for Sandro Perez. He was certainly a good run all the way throughout a lot of these races, but for him, he just needs to focus on what's happening in front of him right now. The man who starts alongside him, though, Freddie Lloyd, this year's Miami Euro Series Junior X30 champion. He is going to be one to keep a very close eye on, as well as this man, David Cosma, who starts 9th on the road.
There are so many great talents in the Junior X30 final. You never really know who is going to produce the winning performance until we get into the final. The first time that the IWF has raced on this circuit after Lyon, Le Mans and Adria. And this is a very popular venue already. A lot of the teams and drivers that have come here have said just how much fun they have had being here at Portimao in Portugal. a stone's throw away from the Grand Prix circuit in Portimao. And what a fabulous opportunity this is for them to finish their season on a high note. 17 laps and 26 kilometers of racing to come. And this is the one that will determine who is going to be the latest junior IAME warrior, following in the footsteps of the likes of Oliver Bearman, who yesterday, of course, took part in his first Formula One free practice session for the Haas Grand Prix team. Straight out of IAME into cars he went, and it's all history after that. I wonder if any of these competitors on the grid have a Formula One future in them. It's quite possible. X30 Junior, the final is about to begin here at the Catadromo Algarve in Portimao in Portugal. And in the shade of the mountains, we are going to have a sensational battle for these 36 juniors. Cathal Clark and Roméo Roussel from Sacha Van't Pad Bosch and Harry Bartle. Harrison Mackie and Fred Green from Sandra Perez and Freddie Lloyd. David Cosmer and Joe Smith, Tadgh Buckley and Morgan Moore. Zac Green and Rocco Coronel. Aston Sharp and Eden Spanswick. Luke Agnew, Henry Carter, Arthur de Donker, Clovis Nujarade, Georges Nassar, Vilma Svan, Quinton Leuven and Louis Cumin, Anthony Bongartz and Ralph Tharen, Sam Woolley, Jensen Graham, Santiago dos Santos, Daniel Kelleher, Philippe Carras, Javier Proaska, Nikita Nikishov, Christopher Elfagali, Sebastian Mins and Daniel Dalakian. 36 of the best racing drivers in the world between the age of 12 and 14 are going to go to battle, and one of them will emerge as our ultimate 2023 IAME warrior.
They certainly will, and 3 of our drivers in this grid sit in the top 5 in the international FIA kart rankings as well. Rocco Coronel, Sacha Van't Pad Bosch and Freddie Lloyd, 1st, 3rd and 5th in those intermediate, in the rankings of the FIA karting system. Great to see how much talent has come through this field as they get themselves ready for this X30 Junior final. But certainly for a lot of our drivers, they've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders after they're about to get through the 17 laps of racing, the longest race they will have done this weekend. And you can imagine a lot of them tired after so many races. This is not just a normal race weekend. Remember, some of these drivers have been here for a couple of weeks now. I know a lot of the teams have. Well, they've all been getting themselves tested and ready to get going for this full week of racing, with all the practice sessions that happen on Monday, Tuesday, the first races happening on Wednesday, then them all on Thursday as well, Friday with the races, and then, of course, today, Saturday, all of the finals as well. I can assure you now, a lot of these drivers are about ready to go home and go into their own peds.
This is going to be an electrifying final, and as many people as possible are trying to get a decent vantage point for this. It's all been the build-up for the race of the week as far as Junior X30 fans are concerned. Cathal Clark, the British driver for Victory Lane. Roméo Roussel, the Frenchman for his own family RR racing team. Sacha Van't Pad Bosch, the Dutchman for Fusion. Harry Bartle, the Brit for Croc. Harrison Mackie, the Brit for Fusion. And Fred Green, the Brit for Jamie Green. Could the family team get 2 back-to-back victories in the IWF? That really would be a special accolade. And it's going to be very entertaining to see if the other 30 drivers behind them have anything to say about the way this race plays out. They come off the final turn, they're going to go up the crest, and they're going to go over the start-finish line. And the X30 Junior Final 2023 begins in IWF at Portimao. And Roussel's got a good start, but Clark's got a better one. Van't Pad Bosch and Mackie are going to go with him as they head down towards the first corner. Is everybody going to get through turn 1? Yes. Whoa. What about turn 2? Not too sure, but Roussel has got through round the outside of Clark and got through into the lead. So Roméo Roussel making the best of his start and has actually beaten Clark off the line and left him for dead as Bartle finds himself in 3rd place trying to squeak through into 2nd position. Everybody else is just trying to stay out of trouble.
4 wide in the background there as everyone tries to find a piece of track to themselves. There you can see Fred Green has been swamped by the field as defensive. There goes Cathal Clark from the rest of the field. Harry Bartle trying to get himself down the inside. There you can see Rocco Coronel just in front of the rest of the field. He's got the likes of, well, a lot of drivers behind him actually, but mainly the rest of the field. But as they go through, very close knit. But look at the battle here. Look at the lead that Roussel's
Morgan Moore.
got.
That's Morgan Moore who's dropped to the back of the field. Oh, Morgan Moore, one of the favourites for me. Unfortunate that Morgan Moore has ended up dropping back, and he's absolutely enraged that he finds himself now down at the very back of this field. We need to see potentially, if we can, what happened to him. But Morgan Moore is now giving chase from dead last as Bartle and Sacha Van't Pad Bosch duel away for 2nd place. Both of them have managed to get past Cathal Clark. Where is Freddie Lloyd? He's in 6th place behind Harrison Mackie.
Well, what a dramatic opening lap then. One of the favourites going into this one, seeing himself struggling at the back of the field. But for Roméo Roussel, look at the lead that he's got right now, and he's still maintaining that as well, despite the fact of going through the toe, through the slipstream. He still leads by quite some way. Again, it's just shaky all the way throughout the field. But for Bartle, Sacha Van't Pad Bosch and Harrison Mackie, they are still working hard on closing in, and now they have closed in. Bartle on that rear bumper is now starting to attack Roméo Roussel. Back to the start-finish straight they will go through turn 16. Round 17 they go. And again, watch the slipstream now. Is Bartle going to go for the lead of this one before they even get towards turn number 2? No, can't do it through turn 1. Has he got the momentum, or is he going to push it, or is he going to stay behind in these early stages? Yet to be seen. He's going for it down the inside and gets the lead of the race, but Van't Pad Bosch cannot follow suit. He stays there in P3.
And this is where the race really starts. Bartle having got in front of Roméo Roussel. Now Roussel is backed into Van't Pad Bosch. Mackie can sense all three drivers are going to be vulnerable. Clark in P5, Lloyd, Perez, Smith, Buckley, Cosma, Green, Coronel and Fred Green all having a terrific battle out there now. And it's a big tank slapper from Rocco Coronel trying his best not to lose ground there to Fred Green. But there's also a bit of a slide from Joseph Smith, who's having a great battle with Tadgh Buckley on the Mick Barrett racing machine. So some good battles all the way, diving up the inside. There's the move from Sacha Van't Pad Bosch. Gets through on Roméo Roussel. Watch for Clark as he tries to dive in up the inside of Roussel. As round the outside, Mackie gets through on Roussel as well. So brilliant work from Van't Pad Bosch, Mackie, and Roussel goes wide. I think there was a little bit of a tack slapper there as he caught up with Harrison Mackie. So Mackie getting through, and I think as well we also had Lloyd trying to go for the move on the inside there of Roussel. I don't know whether there was contact, but certainly Roussel drifted wide.
Yeah, certainly so. He just shot out there. I thought he was going to go straight off the track through turn 16. Very lucky to keep it on the circuit, and he is still in this race, albeit a few places down now. Zac Green making moves as well. He's got the fastest lap of the race, 1:09.50, looking very strong out on the circuit at the moment. Eyes on this battle here, though, as Bartle leads the way. Not comfortably, though, because Van't Pad Bosch, Mackie, Clark, Lloyd are all still there, wanting to close in. Again, you've got Croc Promotion, Fusion, Victory Lane, MDC with Sandro Perez still there as well. You can see him coming through on the Birolart chassis right in the background there. Again, you just can't put it on either one of these drivers. This is starting to look very familiar to the Mini X30 race we had just a few moments ago.
Bartle leads the way then, the British driver going up the hill in front of the Dutchman, Sacha Van't Pad Bosch. Harrison Mackie in third position from Clark and Lloyd. And there's the opportunity, Van't Pad Bosch trying to go for it. Bartle holding his line and not letting him have a go. So Clark is going to try and get his move on Mackie, and that really holds the field up. So it was 5, now it's 7 as Perez and Joe Smith have joined the back of the conflagration. So Bartle still holding on to his lead, and it's now actually 8 because Tadgh Buckley has come back into the force as well. So there's 8 of them now in a long line. So still Mackie hunting down Sacha Van't Pad Bosch. Is there going to be a move on the inside? Bartle is being very protective at this early stage of the final. Looks like it's going to be a defensive race all the way, and Freddie Lloyd now gets up the inside of Clark to get into 4th position. So Clark works his magic, but look at Bartle, defensive tactics, parking the bus in the middle of the road. He clearly doesn't feel like he's got the pace to go away, and he doesn't want to go tumbling down the order, but I think that's really setting him up to do so, because the Fusion trio behind him of Van't Pad Bosch, Mackie and Lloyd are going to make mincemeat of him if he keeps winding them up like this.
No, he certainly will, but half race distance looming of this one, but they're still early doors of this race. And again, look at that Fusion train now coming through. Bartle doing his level best to deny them getting through, but nothing he could do. He has to settle back in towards P4. Now he's got Cathal Clark right behind him, but they need to team up here to battle against them. But there's a mutiny in the Fusion tent as through goes Mackie into the race lead and gets past Freddie Lloyd. So Lloyd back down into 3rd now, and it's all starting to kick off between the Fusions.
And Bartle determined to keep in front of Clark as he wants to be the first recipient if anything kicks off between the Fusion trio. So he's there in 4th place. Clark, Perez, Smith, Buckley, and then Zac and Fred Green together on the circuit. They can actually team up and try and work their way forward. That could be a very positive strategy for them. But still, so far, it's 1, 2, and 3 for Fusion. Harrison Mackie in the 24, ahead of Freddie Lloyd in the 1, and Sacha Van't Pad Bosch in the 4. This is a tricky battle. And is there going to be a possibility now for Freddie Lloyd to make it the Euro Series and the final in the same season? You've got to go all the way back to 2019 for the last time that was done in Junior, and that was by Oliver Bearman. big shoes to fill. Is there going to be a chance now for Freddie Lloyd to repeat the feat after his older brother, Alex Lloyd. He's got a warning flag. 5-second penalty. He takes the lead, but he's got a warning flag. That will come with a 5-second penalty.
And he doesn't know it yet. That's only just come up. When he next comes across the line, he will see that. Oh, that's an absolute disaster for Freddie Lloyd, as down the inside goes Harry Bartle on Van't Pad Bosch. This is now down to just 2 fusion carts here, unless Lloyd pleads with Harrison Mackie to just push him along in this race so he can at least try and get on the podium.
Well, Harley Musk in the previous race in Mini X30 got a warning flag, and the 5-second penalty was applied before the end of the race. I think it's going to happen the same way for Freddie Lloyd. Disastrous. I think that's got to be with the incident with Roméo Roussel. We weren't entirely sure if there was contact. Clearly, the officials and the race control monitors, David Manchester, Joanna Falcao and Sara Blanco, have spotted that there was on the inside. Mackie gets the move, Bartle gets the move, Van't Pad Bosch gets the move, and Clark finishes off the job to shut Lloyd down from 1st to 5th.
So those shoes were just too big to fill. It's not going to happen then for Freddie Lloyd. What an absolute shame for him, and he gets swamped into the pack now. He's down into P5 under pressure from Tadgh Buckley and Sandro Perez just behind as well. Zac Green starting to close in, but a change for the lead as Bartle goes wheel to wheel with Mackie. Mackie not going to give up the spot, holds it round the outside. Superb line there for Harrison Mackie, but he leaves the door open into the next one, but he gets the switchback going in towards 13, and again he gets back into the race, and a beautiful stuff as Sacha Van't Pad Bosch now tries to follow suit, but he can't quite do it. What an absolute dance between these drivers. They're not racing, they're doing the tango.
Twice Harrison Mackie holds on in front of Harry Bartle. Is that all you've got? Come on, come and give me a real overtake. And as they come down the straight, they complete the 8th lap, and they finish off this one to go into 9. Bartle is still going to be giving chase to Mackie. Watch for Clark and Van't Pad Bosch. They're having a great duel for 3rd place. Freddie Lloyd is still on the road, don't forget, in 5th position, even though he's got the 5-second penalty with the warning flag. But there is still going to be an interesting squabble. All it takes is one big conflagration, and if one guy gets away, then it could change everything. And that's all that Freddie Lloyd can hope for in 5th position, as Clark again hunts down Van't Pad Bosch. They duel for 3rd position. Bartle right in behind Harrison Mackie, down to the braking zone. Van't Pad Bosch protects from Clark and Lloyd. Behind them, Sandro Perez has been taken on by Zac Green, and Green has got through into 6th position in much the same manner that we saw from Will Green in the minis earlier on. So down the hill again. Clark is trying to find the gap. Mackie still holds station in front of Harry Bartle, and Sacha Van't Pad Bosch there in 3rd position, ahead of Clark, Lloyd, Zac Green, Tadgh Buckley, Sandro Perez and Rocco Coronel.
Brilliant stuff here with just a few laps to go then. Mackie leading and controlling this race, but Bartle will have another attempt here with that slipstream, and Sacha Van't Pad Bosch is just there ready to pick up the pieces. Big look over the shoulder now for Mackie just to see what's happening behind. No positions changed here, but look at this. 5 cuts there, 6, 7. Oh, you just don't know who's going to take this one. Either one of this, possibly even top 10, could take this win here.
Here's a battle coming up again. Bartle sizing up the move. Sam Woolley now gets a warning flag, and sadly that's 5 seconds penalty going his way. Here's the move from Bartle, charges in. Sacha Van't Pad Bosch trying to repeat it on Harrison Mackie, but Bartle will not take a second chance. He dives in on the inside of Mackie. Mackie now trying to come back at him. Can he get the switchback maneuver? No, because Bartle's going to park it up the inside line, and that's going to back everybody up. Zac Green now going wheel to wheel with Freddie Lloyd. He wants to try and get into 5th position, but Mackie is pushed back into the path of Van't Pad Bosch, who's pushed back into the path of Clark, who's pushed back into the path of Lloyd. It tightens up again, and as they come off the final turn, up and over the top of the crest, Mackie's going for it straight away. Bartle trying to squeeze him at the curb. It's no good. Mackie will get through, but watch for Van't Pad Bosch. He's going to try and edge them further forward. Clark is going to try and get his move on the inside line, and it's stalemate again as Mackie retakes the lead.
Exactly, it's just chopping and changing constantly between these two, and that just keeps that rear pack within lunge distance as well. They're all waiting for their turn to have a go at this right now, and for Mackie it's just a case of positioning the car beautifully, but down the inside again. Here comes Bartle, gets it done before they even get to the corner, and Van't Pad Bosch goes through. The bumpers hit, and through and wide goes Mackie. He's down into 3rd place now. He manages to hold off Cathal Clark, but through comes Freddie Lloyd. Freddie Lloyd's coming back at it despite the fact that he's still got that warning flag, and Bartle's been released. Here comes Zac Green through the field. Here comes Tadgh Buckley as well. The whole field's here, and it's all kicking off, and it looks like Cathal Clark has gone down the order there because Rocco Coronel is right behind him now.
He's down to 8th position because Buckley and Green both got past him as well. Clark, the real unfortunate soul in that one. Up the inside of Mackie goes Lloyd, and he's going to get support from Zac Green. Buckley goes with him, so too does Fred Green. Fred Green trying to get up the inside of Buckley. Buckley still hanging on here. Up the inside comes Mackie. He's going to put it onto the grass. Slightly goes Fred Green, and that's going to be enough for Clark, Coronel, and Smith to get him round the outside. So the Victory Lane trio now get to tangle into position together. Maybe they can join forces. Maybe they can force the issue now. Clark going to get his bid up the inside of Mackie. Coronel's got the gap on the inside to go with him. There's Roméo Roussel getting himself back into the bid at the expense of Fred Green, who loses a couple of positions to not just Roussel, but also Louis Comines, and Luke Agnew is getting into that mix as well. David Cosma all the way down to 17th position, having had a good go at this. He now finds himself all the way back. So it's pretty tricky stuff. I tell you who is on the move. Chris Alfagali, all the way up to 16th position. He's made a terrific comeback from 34th on the grid. So from the penultimate row, Chris Alfagali is now right up, knocking on the door of the top 10. 5 to go. Look at how quickly Lloyd and Van't Pad Bosch are closing in on Bartle. And they swarm one way, swarm the other. But Bartle holds station again.
This is sheer desperation from Freddie Lloyd right now with that 5-second in-race time penalty. He just needs to get to the front and try and break away as much as he can. We've seen it done in the past where a race leader has received an in-race time penalty, but the gap's been so large that it's not even...
Sacha Van't Pad Bosch!
Oh, no!
Sacha Van't Pad Bosch has a warning flag as well!
Well, that's the two of drivers in the top 3, both with an in-race 5-second time penalty. Bartle effectively leads this race uncontested at the moment.
And look who's in second. It's Zac Green.
Wow.
If they get the penalties added to their time, Van't Pad Bosch and Lloyd are going to be losing out to Zac Green. Oh my goodness, Jamie Green is about to have birthday, Halloween and Christmas all come at once. If Zac Green can get past the 2 fusions in front of him and then take on Harry Bartle, he could actually make it back-to-back successes for JGR. But up the inside comes Lloyd. He takes on Van't Pad Bosch, and both Van't Pad Bosch and Lloyd surely must now know that they've got warning flags. So they've got to just try and race, hope it comes to them, hope Bartle backs up the pack once they pass him, and then they can battle for the victory together. But it's backs to the wall time at Fusion.
It really, really is. Well, what drama in this final. Only a handful of laps to go here, and Bartle still leads the way on the track and on paper as well. He will not have the competition of Lloyd and Sacha Van't Pad Bosch, but Lloyd is certainly going to make it difficult for him. He tried to go around the outside there through 8 and 9. That's absolutely ludicrous. It was never going to work, and it doesn't. He stays behind there in second place, but he gets alongside, wheel to wheel, down towards 13. No, he can't. And Bartle closes that door, but Bartle's got to be careful here that he does not get tangled up with another driver. And if he goes off the circuit, it could be over for his race. He doesn't need to do this. Effectively, he could let them go and stick with them, and he'd still be leading this race.
Freddie Lloyd checking over his right shoulder for Sacha Van't Pad Bosch. Come on, man, where are you? Help me. We've got to get past Bartle. In through turn 1. Bartle is absolutely glued to the inside line. Look at Green. Watch for Green. He can absolutely hoodwink them. And here is Harrison Mackie coming back for more in 5th position. But this is big stuff now. Both Lloyd and Van't Pad Bosch have got a warning flag. That comes with a 5-second penalty in this paddock. Here's Green pushing his way forward in front of Mackie. But if they get that penalty applied, then essentially it is going to be Zac Green in second from Mackie, Clark, Buckley and Coronel. This could still go anybody's way. Bartle is absolutely religious in the middle of the road here. Nobody can go left, nobody can go right. And Harry Bartle, contact! And that is all game over for Van't Pad Bosch, as he's now... And that's Mackie!
That's
Mackie! He loses the side pod, and Harrison Mackie becomes the 3rd fusion to fall by the wayside. He'll get the technical flag. His teammates have got warning flags. He'll get the technical flag. It'll be game over for all 3 fusion men. Now Lloyd and Van't Pad Bosch are battling wheel to wheel, trying to get past Harry Bartle. But Mackie's through in a 4th, and he'll have a technical flag for losing his side pod.
Well, how about that? What a dramatic race so far. And for Fusion, it's just going from bad to worse, with all of their drivers in the top 4 right now, effectively out of this race. Another driver out of this race is the UK driver Luke Agnew, unfortunately, who has retired from the race. He sees himself watching from the sidelines as there goes wide Bartle. Lloyd to the inside. He'll have the outside here, but now again he's going to get swamped, and here comes Cathal Clark. Cathal Clark through on the inside. Lloyd's gone down, but again it's Bartle once again. He's uncontested here. There's the mechanical flag going out to Harrison Mackie, so he'll have to bring it into the pit lane. His race is over, and he should know his race is over because he will see that his side pod isn't there.
Well, this is very tough stuff now, and Harry Bartle's got an absolute gift-wrap lead here, but can Clark... Rocco Coronel! Coronel is the latest one to get a warning flag, so Coronel is not going to get the victory in this one either. There's the technical flag, and look, round the back is the other marshal with the warning flag for Rocco Coronel. Unbelievable stuff. Mackie still gesturing like he's got a chance in this race. Clark is there in second. Bartle has got a 7/10 of a second lead. Clark is thinking, look, he's got two hands in the air. He's got two fingers in the air. Am I second? I must be second, because the two guys in front are out of this. So Clark is looking good for B2, but Harry Bartle, the man who has just been the battering ram and holding himself at the line all the way through, looks like he's going to have the victory. But we've still got the rest of this lap to play out. And who's going to be third? It's looking likely to be Tadgh Buckley, would you believe, in sixth position as the Fusions battle away.
Oh.
Up the inside, Clark gets the move on Lloyd. Perfectly fine, nothing wrong with that. Up to fourth position he goes, trying to chase after Mackie. Mackie is not going to be in this one because the technical flag will put him down. But it looks to me as though it's going to be the Croc Promotion star. It wasn't that long ago that we were bigging up the antics of Gabriel Stilp, the Gilles Villeneuve of X30 karting. Now his adversary and his legacy continues in this man. Harry Bartle comes through. He wins the Junior X30 IWF final. He is the Junior X30 warrior for 2023.
Superb final, but for your Fusion drivers, it's a final to forget. For Harry Bartle, though, he won that one by 4/10 of a second clear from Sacha Van't Pad Bosch, Harrison Mackie, and Cathal Clark. I mean, what a race that was. But for Van't Pad Bosch, Mackie, and for Lloyd, their races are already over. So if we're right in saying, I mean, we'll leave it there. I mean, provisionally, of course, those results, they're not going to stay like that. There will be a big change-up. But for Bartle, something definitely we can confirm. He is your IWF champion in 2023 in Junior X30.
Well, when the penalties are all taken into account and handed out, it looks to me as though you're going to have Harry Bartle in the victory. Clark should be second. Buckley should be third. And then it looks like the Greens, Zac and Fred, are both going to come away with a trophy. So that's amazing. All three of the Green members of the family are going to come away with some silverware here. That is absolutely astonishing. But Harry Bartle, what a drive. The man who represented Great Britain in the FIA Karting Academy Trophy in 2023 has come through to become the Junior X30 Miami Warrior. Van't Pad Bosch and Mackie, second and third on the road, ahead of Clark and Buckley. Lloyd in sixth, but all three Fusions will get difficulties handed out to them. They'll get a penalty afterwards, I think. Zac and Fred Green, and then it is Louis Comines ahead of Roméo Roussel. Great drive from Comines. He made up 15 places. Santiago dos Santos on home soil made up 18 places to go to 11th. From Vilma Svan up 10, Jensen Graham up 15, Chris Elfagali up 20. What a drive. Dan Kelleher up to 15th place from 15 places back. Another stunning drive for the Irishman. Then Clovis Nougeraid and Georges Nassar. Rocco Coronel down to 18th before his penalty is applied. After the Donker, Javier Proasca in the top 20 up 12. Then Sebastian Mins up 14 to 21st. Sam Woolley, Sandro Perez, very unfortunate for him, down to 23rd. And then Aston Sharp, Ralph van Tharen, Philippe Carras, Quinten van Lieven, Anthony Bongaerts, Dan Delakian, David Cosma, very unfortunate, down to 30th. Ahead of another very sad story, Eden Spanswick, ahead of three more drivers who should have been higher, Joe Smith, Henry Carter, and Nikita Nikizhov. The two retirements were Luke Agnew and Morgan Moore. But the man at the top spot, you can't really contest it, Harry Bartle. He kept his car as wide as you could imagine to hold that lead all the way throughout, and a very worthy winner. And Croc Promotion have done it again.
They certainly have. 12th in qualifying for Bartle, 5th in his first race, 11th in his second. His best result was a race win in his qualifying heats with a second and a fifth, but he came 4th in his super heat to start this one on the, on the second row of the grid. He started this one P4, but what a result for him. Here's a look at some of the highlights from it, and a great start for the infield, but it was a great start for Roméo Roussel, who just dominated from the word go.
Excellent performance and a terrific display. Harry Bartle getting the job done in fine fashion ahead of Sacha Van't Pad Bosch and Harrison Mackie after what has been a truly exceptional performance so far. Well, what a race, what a battle. Junior X30 in the Miami X30 run has always been spectacular. It's always been a magic show. And the Junior X30 final has always provided great drama. Look at the way that Bartle asserted himself in the early stages. Once he got into the lead, he knew that he wasn't going to have a kart fast enough to get clear. But what he was able to do was position himself in all the right parts of the circuit to make the big moves happen. It was always going to be a bit tricky, but Harry Bartle knew what the score was, knew how many difficulties he was going to have to face, but he rolled his sleeves up and took on the challenge with open arms, and what a battle it was.
It certainly was, and all the way throughout that one, there was just ups and downs for so many drivers. You saw there Roméo Roussel, who went slightly wide, and there's another angle of it, and yeah, there was a move down the inside, and I think that was Freddie Lloyd. So there was probably the reason why Lloyd got that in race time penalty. Again, that's only speculation. We're not 100% confirmed on that one. But again, beautiful moment there for Freddie Lloyd all the way around the outside into that turn 8 and 9. Bartle again trying to defend from the trio of the Fusions. Would have to fall back to 4th place. All the meanwhile, I think the race was won before it was even over, I think, for Bartle. Just had to really just position the kart in such a way that he would just not have to worry about these Fusion drivers who just continued to battle against each other all the way throughout. It was certainly a strange showing from our Fusion drivers, but that's what you get in these one-off weekends, don't you? Yes, okay, you can work with your teammates all the way throughout the qualifying heats and things like that to put yourself in the best position ready for the finals, but come the finals, you're against everyone.
Watch Bartle at this point of the course. He's battling away with the Fusions. He just knows exactly who to follow and pick his battles with. That's how to win a Junior X30 final. It's knowing how to pick your battles. This move on Mackie, he didn't get this one done. He had to wait for his moment, but he didn't get panicked. He didn't get overexerted. He just waited, bid his time. A lap later, boom, I'll take the move, I'll hug the curbs, and I'll hold the line. And then from that moment on, Bartle would not lose the lead. He would just have to work incredibly hard to keep his position. Well, he lost it briefly here, to be fair, from Harrison Mackie, but it wouldn't take him long to get it back again. His third big move into turn 8, and that move into 7 actually finished off the job. I don't think even Mackie saw that one coming. Then the two teammates actually clattering into each other. Mackie would eventually take to the curbs. I think that's on the next incident that we're going to see where he ran wheel to wheel with his colleagues. But just astonishing stuff. Great work from the Greens again. Zac and Fred doing just as good a drive as young Will. But I tell you what, that's a team that in 2024 you're going to have to watch out for. They're going to be a real threat in every single competition they take part in, be it back home in the UK, being here in Europe or in the IWF. Big dive up the inside again from Bartle to hold on from Freddie Lloyd. Now watch, we're going to see Harrison Mackie's incident, I think, here as he goes off onto the grass. There was a little bit of a conflagration there with Zac Green, and unfortunately there was nothing Mackie could do. His side pod comes off and it spits out. And that was his race, well and truly done. Unfortunately, yes, he did cross the line in 3rd, but once you've lost your side pod, that's it, game over.
Yeah, it's technically when you come back into the pit lane, the scrutineers will look at that and go, well, that's technically a technical infringement. So, yeah, you get given a bit of a penalty.
Oh, there goes Joe Smith. That's why he dropped to the back of the field.
Yeah, big shame there. Chequered flag would come out, though, and it would go to the way of your man there, well, Harry Bartle. What a drive, and I don't even think he could believe it.
The driver in 5th place with a well-deserved trophy going to Zac Green. Beautiful performance for Zac, as we're going to give out as well another well-deserved trophy for the driver in 4th place for Mac Barrett Racing, Tadgh Buckley. And to the driver in 3rd place, thank you, Filippo from IMA, Cathal Clark. For Fusion Motorsport in 2nd place, give it out for Harrison Mackie. And in the end, our new winner of the IMA Warriors Final in the X30 Junior class from the UK, Harry Bartle. Well done, Harry. Well done, Clark Promotion. 30 in a row, as we said, winner of the junior class in the IMA Warriors Final. Well deserved the trophy and win for the Clark Promotion team for Harry Bartle. And that deserves a bit of a champagne shower, that's for sure. Let's not forget that the winner, of course, you can give out the bottles as you can switch those trophies for the well-deserved bottles of champagne. Let's not forget that the winner gets away from Portimao with a couple of interesting gifts, a new engine, a helmet, and a new bag provided by our dear partners of the IMA Warrior Final. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, champagne! Wow, wow, wow. I think they were not the only ones to get some champagne shower out in the crowd as well. And I got a little bit myself as well. But well done to you guys. Well done to everybody. And it's well deserved. A little bit of a refreshment for the mechanics and the teams at the end of what has been a crazy and long week of racing here in Portimao. Well done to you guys. Don't forget the trophies. Don't forget your helmet as well. You might need them some more into the years to come. And we're going to have a quick word with our winner, Harry Bartle, before he can leave us. Harry, well, what a crazy week. Yeah, you can stand in the middle before the number one, because this is what you are at the end of that crazy week and crazy final as well in the junior class. Talk us through your emotions right now, because this has been a long game, but in the end, you won it. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a great race. Never expected to get this far. I just can't say thank you to all the Croc, all the guys, Big Stu on the mechanic, and my dad, my family, everyone who supported me. It's great.
It is great indeed, and this is a well-deserved result for you guys. Congratulations again. Harry Bartle, ladies and gentlemen.